All right, so this competitor is Jake Paull, and his business is Pelican Pro Home Services.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jake. I'm the owner of Pelican Pro Home Services, and just as a little introduction, I was in the Navy Reserves for 8 years. Most of my active duty support time was spent in D.C., and hopefully after the end of this, I can prove to you that naval intelligence, which is what I was in, is not an oxymoron. So Pelican Pro has been providing exterior cleaning services in Naples and Collier and Lee County primarily since 2017. And our promise to every customer is we don't cut corners, we clean them. So after moving to Southwest Florida 7 years ago, I quickly realized the business opportunity that existed in exterior cleaning. It's a constant battle against the elements here. Everybody knows of a little guy named Hurricane Ian, made quite a mess in the area. And that coupled with the high humidity, the salt air, those are all factors that make it a constant battle, never-ending battle for homeowners to keep their property clean. And if you live in an HOA, you've got the built-in layer of accountability for the HOA board that's giving you those nice notice letters saying, clean your roof, clean your driveway. And so all of those things create a pretty large problem for homeowners to maintain. It's a lot to stay on top of. However, we did notice that there's a gap in the market for licensed, insured, and trained cleaning professionals. So our target area, like I said, is Collier and Lee County, primarily consisting of retired homeowners who own high-end homes in Gulf communities or oceanside communities. And we also would group into our market estate managers, property managers in that area. And the market is pretty large. Just to give you an idea, we've done some numbers, and in one community alone, there's enough volume for us to reach our third-year projection, which we'll see in a little bit here. And there's hundreds of those communities. And so the ceiling is pretty high. There's a lot of growth that can happen there. So everyone needs exterior cleaning. We've identified the area. So what's the solution? Well, Pelican Pro Home Services is the solution that we believe for these customers. So the services that we provide are power washing, gutter cleaning, and window cleaning. We've really tried to keep our business as simple as possible for several reasons. Number one, make it easier to train staff as they come in. The more you add, the more complexity, the longer it takes to train. And then another reason is we've identified these services as what customers are really looking for. We started off with just power washing. We realized people really want all three of these. We do have add-on services, but these are our three main service categories. The prices here are averages from last year for each category. So for every customer, we're doing all three of these at least once a year, usually twice and sometimes more. So there's plenty of competitors in our area, plenty of companies that will offer these services. How is Pelican Pro different? Well, we've invested in equipment that allows us to safely and effectively clean large-scale jobs and even small residential homes as well. On the left, you see one of our crew members in this photo with specialized window cleaning equipment that allows him to clean 4-story windows from the safety of the ground, never having to get on a ladder. Very effective, very efficient as well. In comparison with one of our competitors in the area, I don't know if you can see, but his ladder is actually in a customer's pool, which for me it would be a nightmare to see that showing up at a job as a business owner. And I'm sure the customer inside might be a little nervous as well. So that's not the feelings we really want to create when we show up at your house to clean. Another way we stand out is in our equipment with power washing. We've invested a lot of funds into having the best of the best equipment as far as the truck-mounted machines, the top-of-the-line, biggest equipment you can get. And this just allows us to be more efficient and also safe. In our comparison photo here with our customer, they've got a homeowner-grade cart machine. Yes, these can get the job done. They're not efficient and they're not safe. So for us, those are two huge issues. And then lastly, another distinguisher is our communications with our work. A lot of our customers aren't home when we do perform the service. And certainly most of them aren't climbing up onto their roof to see if their gutters were in fact cleaned. So providing things like before and after pictures really helps build trust. Showing people what they actually paid for is always nice. And that's just another distinguishing factor. So we talked about equipment and safety. Another large thing for us is insured and licensed. So the insurance is big because that protects us and that protects our homeowners and it protects our crew. So that really eliminates a lot of risk involved in this type of business. And it allows us to also bid on larger projects where certain insurance requirements are there. So what we've learned is it's really the little things that go a long way as it pertains to our reputation. Obviously, if someone's hiring an exterior cleaning company that's professional, they expect the work to be done well. But the things that make them talk about it are the things like they showed up on time, they were kind, they were courteous, they were respectful, they got the automated text saying we were on their way. Those are the things that we've realized people really care about as far as the customer experience. And that's what's earned us over 150 five-star reviews online. Okay, onto the good stuff. So in the past 4 years, these are our total sales. The first 3 years here indicate owner-operator years. So that's obviously me doing everything. The exciting part here is that in 2022, we hired our first full-time crew. And that kind of opened up a whole new world of this business to me and kind of just marks a new chapter of the business, honestly. Because you can see it allowed us to more than double our revenue and double the amount of jobs the volume we were able to take on. And that got me out of the field completely, which has allowed me to work at a higher level on the business and really see where the business can go. Another thing to highlight here is that this is all completely organic growth, all word of mouth, all referral, no paid marketing involved here. So the excitement that for me there is, as soon as we start implementing marketing strategies like digital marketing and printed marketing, things like that, I think the growth can be even steeper as we go forward. And here's a slide just to show some of the evolutions of our services, how we've grown as a company. In the beginning, we didn't offer window cleaning because we didn't know how. We tried a little, as you can see there by that little sliver, but we really didn't know how to properly offer that service professionally. So after getting trained, we implemented what we learned from another professional, and last year was actually our primary source of revenue. And you can see here on the left, I have profit margins for last year. These are true profit margins, meaning that's our expenses, our crew paid, as well as me. I don't work for free. So I did pay myself, oddly enough. So those are actual profit margins there. So we're projecting 40% growth year over year. So far this year, we're at 40% of our goal. And I will note this is our slow season. So I'm pretty confident that we could actually surpass that goal. However, we do have objectives that we need to obtain in order to reach those goals. This year, one of the things we're working on is a second work vehicle with all the equipment, the vehicle wrap, and everything it needs to get out on the road with another crew. And then the following years, we'll need additional things, more employees, and more equipment for sure. So we really believe that with the team that we have developed with this business, we can quickly earn the trust of affluent homeowners, property managers, estate managers. My wife, Abby, is behind the scenes cleaning up the messes that I create in our schedule and dealing with that. And she's a huge part of this business. My brother, Derek, is our lead technician. He's full-time with us. And my brother-in-law, Aaron, is our field manager. And so working together as a team and also as a family, which is cool, we're really able to provide a great experience through and through for our customers. And we're here for the long run. We've invested over $75,000 of our personal funds and business profits back into the business to get it where it is today. And we're really excited to take this thing to another level, add more crew, and really keep continuing to grow it. Thank you so much for your time. I'd love to answer any questions.
How are you? You had mentioned that your business was essentially growing by word of mouth and adding a team, right? What are you doing now for kind of planning on like any type of online marketing or any type of other business development type of resources that you're going to use to grow the business more?
Yeah, absolutely. So actually, as a part of this whole process, being involved at the FGCU program has really helped open my eyes to a lot of the different strategies that we can use to grow that. Like I said, we haven't implemented any paid marketing strategies. So that's like a whole new world for me. But that's one of the goals for this year, is implementing those things, digital marketing, printed marketing. We're going to be doing every door direct mail, I think, like was mentioned earlier by a fellow veteran. And those are the things we're just communicating to, our. I mean, you could have the best product in the world, but if nobody knows about it. So that's one of the big things we're going to be doing. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. I guess one other follow-up is, like, as you're scaling and growing, I'm assuming from what you described, quality is a big thing, right? Having the right types of people on the team. So what are you working on now to ensure that as you're bringing on more team members, that the quality of work stays consistent?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're really big on systems. Like I said earlier, investing into the equipment and the systems has really allowed us to keep the quality high, even when the volume starts getting high. Because a lot of times that can be the case. When the volume gets high, the quality starts dipping. So team, I mean, that's the biggest thing. Our lead technician and our field manager have both been in this industry for 3+ years, even though they're young. And they have very good leadership qualities. So as we continue to bring more people in, they'll be funneled through the same training, the same processes that those two guys were. And they'll also, be expected to, put out the same quality of work. And honestly, more importantly, even than the quality, which is obviously a huge deal, is how they interact with the customers, because that's really what this type of business is all about.
When I looked at your profit margins, I would just rename or rebrand as Gutter Guys. Does the other two products keep you in the market and keep you competitive? Is that the reason?
No, and I understand why that would obviously be the initial thought. The gutter cleaning, it represents a high profit margin because it's such a quick service for us to perform, but there's always a baseline cost involved because insurance is not cheap. For me to put a ladder up on your roof and climb up there, it's costing me money. So we need to make sure that we're getting paid to take on that risk, and so that's kind of why we see the time involved. I would say we spend less than an hour on the average gutter cleaning job, and like we saw earlier, the average cost is about $225. So that's why the profit margins are pretty tall. But we wouldn't want to just be gutter guys. We want to make sure that we're capturing as much revenue as we can on each home and providing as much value as we can as well.
Yeah, what I was getting to was from a marketing standpoint, from a business aspect. Are you seeing that they're asking for the other products? Is that a way in to get to the gutters, or are they?
I see what you're saying. Yeah. So we've actually more branded ourselves on the window cleaning end of things. Window cleaning is the largest source of revenue. So gutter cleaning is a higher profit margin, but our revenue source is window cleaning primarily. And we found that based off of the past few years, the data that we've got, if people are calling to get their windows cleaned, they're going to hire us to do the other two things. It's not always the case with the other two services. So it's just one of those interesting things that we've learned just by looking at the data. If someone's calling to get their windows cleaned, it's an easy sell to get the other two. And then we've got them for all three.
My last question is the as far as the opportunity to scale and to grow, like, where are the other markets that you're going to start getting into, or are you evaluating, or are you just staying within that particular area that you're in now?
Yeah. So what I was talking about earlier was Collier and Lee County. Obviously, there's a lot of business that we could do just in those two counties. I mean, a lot. But there's with a way, I mean, the business set up correctly with the proper systems could be taken to Sarasota or the other coast. There's definitely multiple location opportunities, I would say, with this business, or franchise, if you want to say that. So that's definitely something that's in the back of my mind. I don't know if I'm there quite yet, but that's definitely something I would want to look at in the future.
Thank you.